So I'm going out for a run today. I'm gonna go do a 10-mile loop. Typically when I run this loop, I just carry a few glucose tablets and a Cliff Bar and a water bottle, and that's it. But I have been eyeing some longer runs up to 20 miles, maybe more than 20 miles, and I've been looking at runs in more remote regions up in the White Mountains. So in order to do a longer run like that, I want to be more prepared. If something goes wrong, I want to be prepared for unusual weather. So even on this shorter run, I'm gonna start testing out some equipment. Food, I'm gonna carry about 600 calories. I probably won't end up eating all of this because I'll be well fed before I start, but also a bunch of glucose gel packs for emergencies in case my blood sugar gets low. I'm gonna put everything in a CamelBak. I'm a little worried this is gonna be too bouncy and bulky on my back as I'm running. It's not exactly meant for running, but I'm gonna give it a try because it's what I have. It's very likely eventually I'll have to get a real running vest closer fitting to my body. I'm gonna have 64 ounces of water with Pedialyte mix in it, a windbreaker in case it gets cold, and a GoPro. This much water may be way too much to carry, even for runs up to 10 miles or even longer sometimes. I don't always carry water with me because I go into the runs very well hydrated. But as I'm looking at potentially longer runs, I need to be carrying some water, possibly even eventually some water purification. So this is way more stuff than I really need for this run. But if I'm gonna do a longer run, I want to have already tested out the pack, the amount of water, the weight on my back. I want to see how it all feels before I go on a longer run in a more remote region. So I'm prepared, so I have what I need.
One of the biggest problems so far with the bag is that the back is getting kind of sweaty. That's definitely not something I like, especially if I'm going to be running in colder weather. I'm not sure what the best solution is, because even a normal running vest, if you've got stuff in there, is going to add some sweat. The padding here might be one of the problems. This was a little bit sloshy. The water bottle is a little bit heavy and bouncy and sloshy right at first. It definitely helped when I got later in the run and slowed down a little bit. Also drank some of the water. I think having 2 small water bottles instead of 1 big one is going to make a big difference. So I hit the 9.5 mile point, the first loop where my car is, and I was feeling pretty good. Probably because of hydration and electrolytes. So I decided to go for another loop. This is the problem with stopping for even like 2 minutes when you're sweaty. It's probably high 40s, no wind to speak of, pretty nice day. But the sun's not out and just a little wind picking up. This could get pretty bad with the back this sweaty. I'm not too far up from the car, so I'm not too worried about it. Way too many loose dangling straps slapping me. Probably trim these and make them tighter if I run with this more. Also got my water dripping down here and leaking onto my shirt a bit. Right now, not a problem, but definitely not something I want happening if I'm out in worse weather, so I have to figure out something.
So some follow-up after that run. This bag worked a lot better than I thought it did. I didn't really think of this as a running vest or a running backpack, but it's what I had, and I was actually reasonably happy with how it turned out. It was a little bit bouncy in the beginning, it was a little bit sweaty on my back, and actually, once I got back, my back, right in the center of my back, was a little bit red and a little bit irritated. But in general, I was actually really happy with how well it worked. It's got a lot of pockets, a lot of organization, it's got a good bit of capacity for water. I'm gonna have the clothing I need to stop, to take off my sweaty layer, to let my sweaty layer steam out, and to not get cold.